Hello and welcome back to day 2 of the 3-part video series. I'm glad to have you here with me again today. Yesterday I talked to you a little bit about the results of the survey and how many of you found yourself stuck, unable to make the changes that you really want in your life, and it was contributing to your lack of finances and your lack of peace of mind. So I wanted to put together for you this video series, and today I'm going to teach you the formula that I promised you about yesterday. This is a formula that affects every area of your life, so I'm really excited to be teaching it to you today. It's a formula that I have used over the years, and I've used it to make wonderful changes in my life, and changes that not only did I make, but also sustained. So I'm very, very excited. So I had provided a worksheet for you to download and print out so that you can use to follow along and take notes and actually work through the process with me. So if you haven't downloaded it yet, please be sure and do that now. And just pause the video for a second and download it, because you definitely want to take notes. You want to make sure that you write things down in order to lock this in, and then I provide you a little table for you to actually do this formula for the areas of your life that you want to make changes on. So are you ready? I'm so excited. All right, here we go. I have the notes on the screen, so please forgive me if I look down, but I want to make sure that I follow along with the worksheet that I provided for you. Okay, so in your first blanks that you have available there with the little arrows, put in the letters T as in Tom, F as in fear, A as in apple, and R as in Roberts. And what that stands for is that your thoughts lead to your feelings, that then lead into the actions that you will take or not take, that then ultimately lead to the results that you're going to have. So every outcome in life has an originating thought associated with it. In order for you to have the results that you want in your life, in order for you to change those results, you have to change the thoughts and or beliefs that you have about the situation or the circumstances. A belief is nothing more than a thought or a series of thoughts that you experience and practice over time, and that then your mind concludes and accepts as being the truth, the hard truth. So there are many beliefs that are not based on truth or facts, but our brain accepts it as that because you've rehearsed that over and over and over. So your life basically is a sum total of all the thoughts and beliefs that you hold within that, because they create the filters by which you evaluate every situation and make conclusions based on. So everything that you do is based on this belief system that creates kind of, the glasses, if you would, one way to look at it is creates the glasses that you perceive life through. And some of those beliefs may not be accurate. They may have been created, and more than likely were created at a time where you really didn't have the capacity to make a distinction whether they were true or not. So like when you were a child. And many times, especially with the clients that I work, we find that a lot of the beliefs were grounded in childhood, when we really didn't know how to discern truth from not truth. And so we then carry these beliefs into adulthood, and our actions then are predicated on what those beliefs are. So are you ready? Let's go with the formula and how you are going to apply that to your life. So below I left a little area where you're going to actually work this through with me, so that you get to really thoroughly understand how this applies to your life and how you will use it to make changes. So right now, write down 3 conditions in your life that you would love to change the results of. So it could be anything like, I wish I had more friends, or I could make friends easier, or I wish that I had more clients, in the case if you were, professional, or I wish that I was more confident, or anything like that. So pause this video right now and just take some time and write down 3 things that right now you would like to change in your life, and then come back to me. Now, write down the actions that you take, or are currently taking or not taking, rather, that are creating these results in your life. So for the first example that I gave you, in the case that I wish I had more friends, that I made friends easier. Well, maybe one of the actions that you take or don't take is that you don't go out of your way to talk to people. You kind of hold back. You're not very personable. In the second example where I said, I wish that I had more clients, maybe one of the actions that you are not taking in this case is that you are not doing the things that you need to do in order to get clients, going out there, sending emails, or whatever the case may be. And in the case of I wish that I was more confident, maybe you don't share your thoughts or ideas with other people. And those would be the actions associated with that. So go ahead now, pause this video again, write down the actions or the non-actions that are creating the results that you wrote above that you wish to change, and then come back. Now you want to write down the thought or the belief you have about each one of these actions. So again, I'm going to go back to the first example of I wish I had more friends or made friends easier. And the non-action associated with that result would be I don't go out of my way to talk people. Well, the thought or the belief that might contributing to me taking or not taking that action would be perhaps something like I'm not really likable, or people might not like me, or people are scary, or I don't have anything in common with them. As a matter of fact, this is one that several of my clients have had, and it's very limiting to go through life with that thought and that belief, and therefore acting upon that. So I want you to now take a look at the thought and beliefs that you have that coincide with each of the actions or non-actions that are creating the results in your life. So go ahead now and think through the thought or the belief that is associated with each one of those actions or non-actions, and then come back to me. Next, you want to write down the thought and belief that is based on, you want to write down whether that thought and belief is based on what it's based on, what experience, rather, it's based on. And then you also want to go further and evaluate whether that belief is really based on fact, meaning hardcore facts that you can take to the bank, or is it a story that you made up? Like, for example, people don't like me. That's arbitrary, right? Because there's going to be people that like me and people that don't, people that like you, people that don't. But that's not based on hard facts. It's just based on a story that we make up, whether they're going to like us or not. It's a story that we make up. So again, you want to really take a look at that thought or belief that you have that is creating the action or the non-action that's creating the results. And you want to ask the hard question, is that belief based on truth? Or am I making it up? That's really, really important for you to get really clear on that. So go ahead now and do that for the 3 examples that you have put down on your worksheet, and then come back. Now, in order to change the formula, right, in order for you to get different results, you're going to have take different actions. And in order for you to take different actions, you're going to have to look at an empowering belief about that action rather than the disempowering one that's currently creating the results that you're getting right now. So you want to go and think of what is a more empowering, a more serving thought to have. Like in the example that I gave back at the example that I used where I wish I had more friends, and because I have the thought that maybe people don't like me, or I'm not likable, therefore I don't take the action, maybe an empowering thought would be, people really do like me. I really am likable, because I can prove that to be true as much as my brain could prove the other one to be true. So I want you to think of the empowering thought that is going to move you forward and be able to take the action. So again, what is the empowering thought that you need to replace the original belief with in order to change the action you will take to create the desired results? I just gave you the words to put in the blanks there. Didn't realize that I hadn't done that yet. So go ahead, and I provided a table below for you. So now I've provided a table for you to use, for you to go through every situation in your life that you want to change. Describe the situation, write down what the original thought or belief is, what the original action or non-action is, and what the original outcome is. So those are the 3 things that are going to go on the first line in the blanks. And then you're going to write down what is the new thought that I need to replace that original thought with, what is the action that this new thought will allow me to take, and what result is likely to be created as a result of that action. So you can either do that right now and pause, or you can take this as homework assignment. That's the great part about coaching. We always give homework assignment because we do want to move you forward. So I want you to use this little table and make copies of it and utilize that strategy for everything in your life that you are not having the results that you want. And down below, I've written, a new thought is turned into a belief with repetition and conditioning. So this is something that you are going to have to repeat, rinse and repeat. You are going to take this formula and do it for every situation, but then the new empowering thought is going to have to be reconditioned in your brain so that your brain begins to then accept it subconsciously and it turns it into a belief. So what you want to do in order to help accomplish that is you want to create a list of empowering affirmations that are going to support your new thought. And then in time, as you condition that, you will turn those into new beliefs. And that's how affirmations are used. I wish I could go into more explanation about affirmations, but for now, I can just tell you that they must be written in the present tense, like I am, I do, I have. So this is basically the formula you're going to use going forward, and I left 8 blanks in there for you to write down new empowering beliefs. Tomorrow, I'm going to share with you a little trick that's going to really help with this formula. It's going to take it to the next level, and it's going to give you just that little bit of extra to make this work for you. So I know I've gone a little bit beyond the time that I wanted to, but I hope that this was valuable for you. Please take this off as an assignment and a to-do for you to go through all the situations in your life that you want to change. This formula does work if you work it. It sometimes can be a little challenging, but it's very doable. I've used it. And tomorrow I'm going to give you a little tip on how I made this work for me and how you can too. So stay tuned. Look in your mailbox for the next video, and I look forward to seeing you again on the next one. Have a good night. Bye.